Ty Simpson to the Arizona Cardinals seems inevitable at this point. Jacoby Brissett asking for a contract extension. Not only is he asking for a contract extension, he's asking to get paid like a starting quarterback. He has PTSD from his time in Arizona, PTSD from his time in Indianapolis. He knows, yes, I'm number 2 on the depth chart, but eventually I will be a starting quarterback sometime during the season. Jacoby, settle down. You are not worth QB1 money. You're a solid backup, very solid backup in this league. But quarterback 1 money? No. This nearly assures that Ty Simpson is going to be heading to Arizona come draft time. Now, Arizona has a top 6 pick, I believe. Is Arizona going to take Ty Simpson with their 6th pick in the draft? That would be absolutely foolish. But the question is, do they trade back into the first round, leapfrogging teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers to take Ty Simpson late in the first round? And Jacoby Brissett reacts to his general manager, the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, saying, yeah, I'm not committed to naming anybody a starting quarterback. Let's get right into it, shall we? Please like the video, hype the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Ian Rappaport confirms Jacoby Brissett will not be attending phase 1 of the offseason program and is asking for an extension that pays him starting quarterback money. Brissett is set to make $9 million in 26 and has only $1.5 million in guaranteed money and wants security. Arizona appears willing to address it. However, they're not willing to give him quarterback 1 money. Now, can Arizona say, you know what? We'll turn that 9.06 into guaranteed money. It's going to be on your contract, but we'll turn it into guaranteed money. So no matter what, this is what you are going to get. Cardinals GM Monty Ossenfort refuses to name a starting quarterback for next season. Quote, we're really not naming anybody QB1.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, listen, we got Jacoby, Gardner, they both played a lot of ball. I think, as we sit here today, like,
Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew, I would put on the same level as backup, on the same tier for backup quarterbacks. Not quite a starter, better than your typical backup, but still not a starting quarterback in this league, although both have been starters in various stops.
We're trying to install a system. You guys are rolling. I'll defer to you on that, but we're not really naming anybody, and we'll see how that room looks by the time we get in August.
Yeah, we'll piggyback off that. I mean, that's there's going to be certain, like, if you're going to ask me on tight end, I think, there's certain positions that, you feel really good about, and I feel really good about the quarterback position. Why? Because both those guys have played a lot of football. So right now, none of that's even being discussed, because all we're trying to do is get a foundational aspect of what this system looks like. And then, like I keep telling the guys, yeah, we have the foundational aspects of what we want it to look like, but we're going to fit it to the skill set of what these guys can do. We're not going to be the Rams, we're not going to be the Niners, we're not going to be the Packers, we're not going to be anyone but the Arizona Cardinals. And that organically, the best offenses I've been a part of organically have gotten to that point.
Now, Jacoby Brissett saw this and he reacted on Instagram with the crying laughing face emojis. Is Jacoby Brissett going to hold? How many times have I seen a backup quarterback sit out at training camp? I can't say I've seen that too often. Really can't say I've seen that too often. It's not just the general manager not giving Jacoby Brissett a vote of confidence. New Cardinals wide receiver Kendrick Bourne trusts they'll find a solution at quarterback as well. So not only is the GM not sold, the new wide receiver, well, he's not sold either.
No, that's a great question, man. That's just every organization's situation. They're trying to find the guy, and that's what it is. So my biggest thing was Mike in the space that I was at. And I'm like, I trust you, Mike. I don't care if you don't have a quarterback. Damn. I don't care if you don't have an O-line. I trust you, and I know what you're going to build. And if I'm a piece to that puzzle, hey, add me now, and you can deal with the quarterback situation later. And so it didn't really concern me, because it comes down to timing. And if I can get open and the O-line can block, we're going to move the ball. But if we can't block and I don't run good routes and run it at the right timing, we're not going to do anything. So the pieces come together. So I wasn't really too concerned. Gardner's a great quarterback. Jacoby, great quarterback. So draft coming up, never know what's going to happen. But I just believe in my abilities. I believe in the team abilities, and I think that's going to fix any problem that we might deal with.
Now, Jacoby and Gardner, yeah, top tier backup quarterbacks. But if you're starting a season with one of those two as your quarterback, you're almost guaranteeing yourself another year of top 10 picks. If you draft Ty Simpson, you're still probably guaranteeing yourself being a top 10 pick next year, but at least you have the quarterback situation solved and you're not going fishing again next year. This is Arizona head coach Mike LaFleur on the team's comment interview with Ty Simpson.
Yeah, good dude. He had 18 minutes, and with a quarterback, you need about 18 hours, like 18 days in a row. It was a good 18 minutes with him, just getting to know him. It's very surface level. These guys aren't dummies either. You throw on 5 plays, like they know the 5 plays. Now, we don't give them the 5 plays what they're going to be, but they're quarterbacks, right? They're going to know. But no, really impressed with him as a person. Good dude, and we'll see where it goes.
You have a handful of guys.
Now you take a look at the landscape of the league, what teams possibly could need quarterbacks. I mean, of course, you're thinking about the New York Jets. I know they got Geno Smith, but they still need a quarterback for the future. You think about the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers, that's a team I would look out for. Drafting Ty Simpson, maybe giving him a year or two to develop, and then throwing him into the fire. I'm not sure if Ty Simpson is actually a year 1 backup. Now, when we speak about Arizona, if you have Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew and Ty Simpson, that's a solid group of quarterbacks to learn from. But then you're in a predicament where you're going to throw Ty Simpson into the fire sometime during that season. He's not going to have a year to sit on the bench. You got to imagine week 8, week 9, calls are starting to be getting made. How are we going to start putting Ty Simpson into the starting quarterback role? ESPN published an article speaking about Ty Simpson heading over there to the Arizona Cardinals. Ambiguity isn't just for the NFL draft this time of year. With the chatter about the Arizona Cardinals potentially picking a quarterback in the next week's draft growing louder by the day, neither general manager nor coach Mike LaFleur would declare Thursday who their starting quarterback is at the moment between Jacoby Brissett and recently signed Gardner Minshew. When asked whom they view as QB1 heading into next week's draft, Austin Ford didn't single out either one. LaFleur said he feels really good about the quarterback position as a whole because both players have played a lot of football in their careers, a sentiment he also shared at the NFL's annual meeting last month. Arizona is approaching phase 2 of its all-season program, which will allow players to start doing on-field work. Austin Ford said Thursday that he's comfortable going into training camp with Brissett and Minshew as Arizona's top 2 quarterbacks. Now, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport are all signaling that Ty Simpson headed to Arizona. When they draft him, that's the question. Is it with their top pick? If it's with their top pick, then this organization is terribly run. But if they try to trade back into the first round to get him at the tail end, now we're actually using our brains. The Cardinals have been consistently linked to former Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson throughout the pre-draft process. They brought him in Wednesday, the last day for prospect visits. Arizona owns the 3rd pick, but various mock drafts have projected the Cardinals to trade back into the first round in an attempt to take Simpson later. So they have a top pick, they have a top 5 pick, 3rd overall pick. People are suggesting that they trade back into the first round, maybe grab a couple more assets, trade back into the first round, and then draft Ty Simpson somewhere down the road. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. See you later. Peace.